Hi, this is Helena Hart, and I felt inspired to make this video after a phone call that I had yesterday with one of my clients who's just had incredible success turning her love life around and attracting the love of her life just a couple months after a really painful breakup that she went through. And there was something very specific that she shared with me that she did 3 times a day, every day for 30 days, and she felt that this was really instrumental in helping her attract a really high quality, commitment ready man. So I wanted to share some of the work we did together and specifically what she did for 30 days that helped her attract the love of her life. But before I get started, if this is your first time to my channel, be sure to click the button to subscribe to get all of my videos on how to attract the man and the relationship you've always wanted. So like I mentioned, this was such an amazing, sweet woman, and I knew right away on my first call with her that she was going to have really quick, dramatic results because she was just so open to the process. Most likely after just probably feeling stuck and, fed up with doing things in a way that just wasn't working for her. So we did work together for a couple months after a very painful breakup from a sort of toxic relationship. And we worked to kind of turn some of her beliefs around about what kind of men were out there and what she truly deserved in a relationship. Like so many women I worked with, this is someone who wanted that lifelong committed relationship. She wanted to settle down and have kids and was worried that time might be running out for her. So we worked a lot on some of those beliefs and started from the inside out. And I love working with women on their beliefs. I've really found that, our beliefs create our reality, not the other way around. It's a little counterintuitive. And this is just my own personal opinion, something that I found sort of helpful is rather than thinking of having to go back and undo all of these deep-seated beliefs that were created when we were younger, that to me, that just feels like a lot of work. It feels like kind of an impossible task. So the way I like to think of it is you don't have to go back and dig up your past and undo all of these deep-seated beliefs. You just have to break the habit of the thoughts that aren't working for you. So those negative thoughts won't affect you again unless you keep thinking them. In my opinion, my own personal experience, and this is what I've seen to be true just working with so many women around the world. You don't have to go back and undo your beliefs. You just have to break the pattern of those thoughts that you keep thinking that are working against you. In my opinion, a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking and it becomes a habit. Like this habitual thing. We get triggered and we start, thinking those same old thoughts that, haven't worked for us in the past. And it's just creating this reality, kind of keeping you stuck in a place that won't allow improvement. And so I have something called a miracle mindset practice. This is part of my program called the Feminine Art of Attraction. And it's actually about installing new beliefs. And I have one for attracting the love of your life, or attracting more love from your man if you're in a relationship. I also have one for attracting more money and success because I've really found that those two things go hand in hand. And I love talking about how to use your feminine energy to attract everything you want in life, not just a great man and amazing relationship. So if you have any questions about that, definitely let me know. So in the miracle mindset practice, like I mentioned, I have one for love and one for money and abundance. So I'm going to share some of these, I don't like to call them affirmations. I like to think of it as installing new beliefs because in my opinion, affirmations don't really work unless you truly believe them. If you were to say something like, I'm going to meet the love of my life next month, but deep down you don't believe that, all that does is kick in this voice in your head that says, no, you're not, there are no good men out there, you're too old, or you're not pretty enough, all those things that we can tend to say to ourselves when we don't feel that what we believe is truly possible. So this is the way to back up and go general. And, if you're feeling good, that's a good time to say some of these things to yourself. If you're at a place where you're not, if you say some of these things or think about some of these things and it doesn't feel good to you, it just creates more resistance, I would suggest staying off the subject completely until this process really starts to feel good to you and you can build some momentum that way. So of course I can't share all of the beliefs in the feminine art of attraction. I try to keep these videos on the shorter side if I can, but I'll share some of them. I'm going to share 10 of these certain things you can say to yourself to really start to turn some of these thoughts around and install some new beliefs about attracting the love of your life. And this works if you're single or in a relationship. So I'm just going to read these off to you, and I'd love to hear which ones resonate with you and, the ones that you feel were most helpful. Okay, so the first one is, I trust and know that the love I desire is getting closer every day. Next one is, the more I follow and trust my intuition, the quicker I attract the love of my life, or the quicker I attract more love from the relationship I'm in now. I trust the process, or I'm falling in love with the process, as I feel excitement and anticipation, knowing that the love of my life is closer than ever, or the love I desire is closer than ever. I trust myself more than anyone, which allows me to attract a man that I trust. I love myself, and this attracts a man who loves me for who I am. I know I have more than enough time to attract the love of my life. I believe, know, and trust I am loved. Who I am and how much I allow myself to be me is what makes me a magnet for high quality men, or that's what makes me a magnet for my man if you're in a relationship. Every day I see more and more evidence that I'm closer than ever to attracting the right man for me, or attracting the love I desire. And the last one is, I'm confident in my feminine energy and I easily establish boundaries in relationships. So let me know how those feel to you. Let me know which ones resonate with you. I know some of them might be a little tricky, like, I know I have more than enough time to attract the love of my life. If that causes you to kick in this voice in your head, like, no, you don't, your time's running out for you, or maybe this passed you by, you want to back up and go more general. So start with some of these general ones, like, the more I follow and trust my intuition, the quicker I attract the love of my life, or the quicker I attract all the love I desire. Just back up and go more general. If you're getting too specific, you'll start to introduce resistance. And this whole process is about feeling some of that resistance lifting off of you. So you get yourself into this state of allowing, which is a very feminine energy quality, allowing the right man to show up in your life, or allowing the man right in front of you to step up and want to love you the way you want to be loved, and things like that. One great thing you can say is, things are always working out for me. That's kind of the most general you can get. Things are always working out for me. Now, from that point, you can get more and more specific. Like, since things are always working out for me, there must be value in this thing I'm experiencing right now. Or since things are always working out for me, this one thing that feels like it's not working out for me is just a bigger piece of the puzzle of everything always working out for me. And then from there, once you click into the certainty of some of these things, then feel free to get more and more specific with some of these statements I read to you here. And that's how you install some of these new beliefs. So this one client I had said that she did this. She did the whole miracle mindset practice. That's in module 2 for of the feminine art of attraction. For those of you following along in that program, and she said she read all of them to herself. There's also an audio portion. She may have listened to it as well, 3 times a day, every day. And she said that she just started to believe these things. Whenever she had like a nasty thought in her head that made her doubt herself or doubt that she could have what she wanted, she just went right back to this process, and automatically she started to tell herself some of these things, like, I believe, know, and trust I am loved. Or every day I see more and more evidence that I'm closer than ever to attracting the love of my life. And she started really believing those things. And then when she was finally ready to go on that first date, bingo, this is the man that, will be her husband and the father of her children. She met him online, and he's just a fantastic man from what I hear from her. So I'm just thrilled, and her story is not all that uncommon. It happened pretty quickly for her. It doesn't always happen that quickly, but I can't tell you how many women I hear from that experience this. Once you shift some of these beliefs inside of yourself, different kind of men start showing up, and you start experiencing different things in your love life. It's pretty amazing how it works. So I'd love to hear how these feel to you. I'll post a link to the Feminine Art of Attraction if anyone is interested in, how to use your feminine energy to attract not only love and the love of your life, but really anything you want in life. It's pretty powerful, so I'll post a link to that in the description of this video and the comment section. And of course, if you're looking to attract the man you want and bring him closer than ever, check out my 3 Keys to Attract the Man You Want report and audio training. That one's free on my website, helenahartcoaching.com. I'll post a link to that as well. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time.